Hey, salut tout le monde. Welcome to another episode. Got something a little bit different for you guys today. I am surprising my 10-year-old daughter, picking her up at school, and we're going to pick up her new sled. Stick around.
It's in?
Okay, so it is no surprise for Mila that she's getting a sled. She has known this for a while, but there were some delays in them getting delivered, so it's been a while. We're almost at the end of February now, so she's been waiting patiently. Today is the day. So I'm picking her up a little early from school, surprising her, and we're gonna go pick up her sled.
Hi.
Oh, hi there. How are you?
Why are you here?
Well, I'm here to pick you up.
Why?
No, because we gotta go somewhere, you and me.
What?
We gotta go somewhere, you and me.
Okay.
You didn't know?
No.
We're going to pick something up.
My Skidoo. It's in?
Excited?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
Greg.
How we doing, guys?
How you?
Good. Big day.
See ya. This is Mila.
Mila, how are you?
Mila. All right. Good job. Sit. There it is.
I love it.
Love it. Had them put on the hand guards just like our sleds with the lights. You like it?
Yeah.
Right on, no problem. Thank you.
Well, you gotta put it on. Nice. There you go. Thank you, sir. Thank
Appreciate
you.
the business, eh?
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, buddy. Have a good night. Enjoy yourself. Right on.
Okay, man. Take it easy. Got the sled all loaded up. Time to go home. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Are you riding it tonight?
Yeah.
Like as soon as we get home? Or?
Yeah.
This is a great time to let you guys know that today's episode is sponsored by Algonquin Equipment, a fantastic BRP dealer right here in Sudbury. It's my favorite place to go. Family run business. I just love how they operate here. Check them out if you're in a market for any of the goodies. Is this a good place to buy a Skidoo? Yeah? Is this where they should buy it?
Yeah.
This is the place,
Definitely.
eh?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys at home. You remember how to work this?
Not really.
No? Okay. So you got, where's your kill switch?
This?
Yeah. Right. So that's got to be up.
Okay.
Right. So that's right. Pull the choke is the lever. This thing.
This?
Yeah. Because it's still cold, so it needs that to start. Okay. Give it some gas. Okay, wait. Let it warm up. Give it some more gas, just a little bit. Okay. And then now you could flip that lever. You could flip it back. Yeah. There you go, give it some gas. Okay. So, yeah, where are you going? Okay. Go.
Want it, I'ma give it to you G straight. NML beat slaying, not a human being. Ballin' like Kareem, sippin' on codeine. I lean with it, rock with it, got coke dreams. Boom, back, boom in the trap. When trap meets house, get a trap house. Got 2 stacks, throw it at a strip dancer. Big booty hoe said she from Atlanta.
Was it fast enough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the river, it felt way slower than when I was on the trails.
Yeah.
Like I was going full speed on the river and I'm like, I want to catch up to Mom.
In comparison to the Neo, feel more comfortable on this one?
Yeah.
Like a lot more fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because on the Nessa's, like, I'm a little bit scared still. I just saw a shooting star.
Great day. Okay.
So with that, I would call the end of day one with the new MXZ 200, and Mila was an absolute success. She couldn't have been more thrilled. She feels comfortable. After dinner, she wanted to go out again. She said she didn't care if it was a night ride, so here we are. Thanks to our amazing neighbors, Jim and Sue, who have some private trails through their yard. We're able to bring our daughter through some pretty amazing first experience ride. We hit the river a little bit. She got to open it up. She would have liked it to go a little bit faster, but that's not surprising. So I'm gonna let her ride it for a few more days. We're gonna get some more footage. I'm gonna get some final thoughts. Mila's gonna get some final thoughts, and we'll come back to you.
I'ma give it to you G straight NML beats. I am not a human being. Ballin' like Kareem, sippin' on codeine. I lean with it, rock with it, got coke dreams. Boom, back, boom in the trap. When trap meets house, you get a trap house. Got 2 stacks, throw it at a strip dancer. Big booty hoe, said she from Atlanta.
The MXZ 200. What a cool surprise. What a cool sled. So who is this sled for? Well, that answer might surprise you, and maybe a little bit more on that after. But mainly, this sled was purchased for Mila, who is now 10 years old. History with kids' sleds in our family goes as far back as the kitty cat. Now, my girls never had a kitty cat, but that is because they've got some older cousins that had it before them. They are pretty much a piece of shit, and they're not worth buying. So completely bypass the kitty cat. The kitty cat is, I guess, maybe great in a perfectly manicured, plowed driveway, but the second there's any kind of snow, they get stuck. Don't bother with the kitty cat. We went straight for the 120. So the 120 was the first sled they started riding. So they rode that for quite a few years, got super comfortable on the 120. That is a bulletproof sled. They really enjoyed that sled, but it doesn't take long for them to max it out. I think top speed is somewhere between 10 and 15 kilometers an hour. Now, do I have any regrets on starting them on the 120 and not going to the 200? No, it got them super comfortable. If your kids aren't quite as comfortable on a motorized vehicle, then that would probably be a less intimidating start. So last spring, we spring checked 2 sleds for the girls, this 200, and then also for my oldest Nessa, we spring checked the MXZ Neo 600. Now, because there was some delays in shipment and we didn't get the 200, the 600 was here, and Mila was getting the itch. She really wanted to ride the sled, so she asked if she could ride it. She hopped on, and you know what? She did very well. How does it feel? Good? Not scared anymore? A little bit? Okay. Now keep going. Okay. She was riding it virtually with no issues, and it made us question whether we were going to cancel the 200 order and then just maybe wait till next season and get her a 600, or we weren't sure. But ultimately, I think it's important for the kids to get 100% comfortable with sleds. And that wasn't really the case with the Neo. She said she felt comfortable at speed on the river in open spaces, but when it came to the tight, windy trails in the bush, she found it a little too big, a little bit too hard to control. She did like the speed. She got it up to about 70 kilometers an hour one time.
How's that? Yeah?
It wasn't as scary as I thought.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be like.
This MXZ 200, if you're gonna make one purchase for your kids throughout the years, this is probably gonna be that most complete sled where they can start really young and they could ride it right up until they're 14 years old if they wanted to, and actually register this sled and legally put a trail pass on it and ride it on the trails. That's pretty awesome. Our neighbor actually purchased the same sled but in the Yamaha version, and his youngest is actually 6 years old and he's ripping that thing all day long, keeping up with Mila. Not only can you start as young as 4, but you can go all the way to 44 or 54. It's a little bit of a surprise, but essentially what this is the sled version of a pit bike. Once the kids go to sleep, maybe, the adults can rip around on these no problem. So let's do a quick run through on features. The first ones you might see here are the LED handguards. These are not a stock option, but they are a optional Skidoo accessory that you could purchase at Algonquin Equipment, just for example, if you were to want some. Moving on down, we've got high beams, low beams. We've got heated grips basically on or off. With the grips on without gloves, they actually get too hot to touch, so that's A+ there. We've got the tether cord. Yeah, it works. The metal clip that they use here is impossible to use with gloves, especially for my kids on and off. So you got to kind of do the wrist thing, and that's not ideal. So that's not the best. From there, what do we got? Choke and electric start. My only complaint here would be the placement of the key. It's a little bit hard to get. Not only is it underneath the handlebars, but it's recessed in, which makes it almost impossible with gloves for me to turn the key. And as a matter of fact, I think Mila had a hard time as well. Oftentimes she would take her glove off to hit the key. Different placement on that would be better. Outside of that, adjustable little shocks up front. Brakes are good. No issues stopping me on this sled. If you're watching this video and you're curious about this sled, you probably already know about resale value. You're almost guaranteed to get pretty close to what you paid for it down the line when your kids are done. I guess the last two things I've got to talk about is top speed. Now that is advertised at right around 50 kilometers an hour. I did verify in the mid 40 kilometers an hour with GPS on the GoPro with her on the river. She probably didn't hold it long enough. She maybe could have topped it out around 50. But that being said, maybe I'm gonna go for a rip on GPS and we'll see what the top speed is with a 190-pound adult on it. Let's go check that out. Oh, but before, lastly, the muffler, the exhaust. That was kind of a surprise, a pleasant surprise. It sounds kind of mean and cool. It kind of turned into a surprise safety feature in that I could just always come out on the deck and just listen. I could hear her no matter where she was in the neighborhood, on my neighbor Jim's trails down the way. I always knew that the sled was still running, and if the sled's still running, moving around, I know she's good. Might upset some people, I'm not gonna lie. I think this is louder than the stock exhaust on my 850. But I don't know. You tell me. What do you think?
That's about half throttle right now. You can see how it's fairly noisy, but I like it. Here we go, full throttle, full speed. All right. All right, I'm gonna bring it out on the river. We'll do some full speed rips. Let's go.
So that's it. Thanks again to Algonquin Equipment for sponsoring this video. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Plenty more videos coming up shortly. We're going to have a similar video about that MXZ Neo 600 coming up, which is kind of like the next step up from this 200. So if you're curious, stay tuned, subscribe, like the video. See you in the next one.